Hi everyone, it's Allie, aka Some Catholic Chick, and welcome back to my channel. First official video, although this is still definitely really chill, just a nice Q&A to ease me into regular posting on this channel. But I have been thinking a lot about what I will be posting in upcoming videos, and I'm super excited. Like I said in my kind of like intro video, I don't want this to be just kind of like a channel where I just sit down and like talk about faith, because I am not a theologian. I don't have a master's in theology and divinity and everything. That's not what I feel I can bring to the table. I feel I can give a very relatable how I incorporate faith into my life and how I stay true to my faith in this very secular world that does not promote Catholic teachings or Christian teachings really ever. So to give you a little bit of a spoiler, my next video, which will be coming out in 2 weeks, I'm going to be posting every other Wednesday, although this is probably coming out on a Thursday, so sorry about this one, but from now on they will be every other Wednesday. I'm going to be doing a video all about how I incorporate faith into my decorating. I think it's just kind of interesting. Hopefully you guys like that kind of stuff too. But let's get into the Q&A. So I asked on my Instagram, which is just Some Catholic Chick as well, I put on there to ask me anything. Ask me anything about faith or myself or my relationship or anything like that. And not many people know about this channel yet, so a lot of my friends posted, so there are some silly ones. But I actually had asked for questions quite a while ago and I never got around to answering them on my Instagram, so I'm gonna be incorporating ones that were asked a few months ago too. So let's get into it. There's not a whole lot, so we should get through it pretty quick. Well, first I just have to shout out my girl Mel, one of my best friends, love her to death. She said, how much do we miss each other? So much. One of the hardest things about being an adult, I feel like, especially in these times, is that you just don't get to see your friends as much, especially, like for me, I went to college in Pennsylvania, I live in Columbus, so most of my friends live either in Pennsylvania or another state. My friend Mel lives in New Jersey, so it's like that really annoying distance that it's like really hard to do a long weekend trip even, so I need to see her soon, miss her a lot. Julia, hi Julia, if you're watching, she asked, how do you stay motivated? That's a good question, and one, I absolutely don't feel motivated all the time. And because I do know Julia personally, I'm guessing she is referring to the fact that I'm doing a lot of different things. So as you know, I have this channel, I have an Instagram attached to it, which I need to post more on, honestly. I have another lifestyle YouTube channel where I post twice a week, so that is always linked down below if you ever want to see more of me and want to check me out there. I also write, and I'm also in the process of starting 2 other YouTube channels. Don't worry, I won't neglect you guys. And I have like a Poshmark shop and things like that. So I do a lot of different things, but all of the things I do really bring me a lot of joy. They're all like individual hobbies of mine, and I'm basically trying to add all my hobbies up together and make it my career. I'm definitely like an artsy person. I just can't do like the 9-to-5 corporate kind of life. I know a lot of people don't like that lifestyle, but I feel like the way my brain works is like I always have to be creating something. I always have to be working on something new. And that's why I really love YouTube, especially, and writing, because even though I might be doing the same types of things every day, like filming, creating videos, writing, I'm creating different content, so I'm able to do different types of things. So for me, I absolutely love the life I have right now. I am incredibly blessed. My husband Ryan is very fortunate to have a great job, so I don't really need to worry right now about bringing in a certain amount of money. So I really am able to pursue what I really love, and I'm so grateful that he's supportive. He's the best. Love you, Ryan. So basically, in a nutshell, to answer that question of what keeps me motivated, it's just that I really love what I do. And when I hear from people that something I've said has made a difference in their life, like, that's all I really want. So my friend Travis asked, does Ryan, who is my husband, ever feel like you're psychoanalyzing him / does he care? So if you didn't watch that intro video, I think I said it in there. I have an undergraduate degree in psychology and I have a master's in counseling. So that's where the whole psychoanalyzing comes into play. If you know my husband personally, he pretty much wears his heart on his sleeve. It's not hard to know what he's thinking or feeling or anything like that, so I don't think I've ever really had to psychoanalyze him. Okay, so now some more questions. These are all related to the faith. Opinions on dating a non-Catholic. This is a great question, and honestly my answer has changed over time, but I still don't have a clear answer, but I'll get into it. Okay, so Ryan, my husband, when I started dating him, he was not Catholic. He was technically Lutheran, I believe, but at the time he wasn't really too deep into his faith at all. I'm going to have him talk about his conversion story because, spoiler, he is a Catholic now. That will probably come right after that how I incorporate faith into my decorating video. And obviously, you know, for me, it worked out beautifully. He is a Catholic now. He supports me in my faith. I support him in his faith. We're both adult leaders in our youth ministry together. We go to church together. It's wonderful. So of course, at the time that I started dating Ryan, I didn't really think it was that big of a deal that he wasn't Catholic. If he wasn't Christian, that would have been pretty much a deal breaker for me. Or if he had said, I don't like your faith, if we were to get married, I would refuse to raise our kids Catholic. So I would say if you are in a relationship with someone or you're thinking about being in a relationship with someone and you take your Catholic faith seriously and they openly reject it, that's not a good sign. But if they are open to your faith, they're open to learning more, they're open to potentially raising future kids Catholic, that's a whole different story. But with all that being said, I will say that I feel like my faith is stronger. I feel like I'm able to grow in my faith better because Ryan not only tolerates my Catholic faith, but he shares it. As I said, he is in youth ministry with me. We go to church together. We pray together. So I would say ideally, if you could find a Catholic partner, that would be great. But at the bare minimum, I do believe it's easiest if they are Christian and they absolutely need to respect your Catholic faith. So hopefully that answers that question. I probably will do a whole video on that in the future, but for now, hopefully that answers it okay. My girl Grace asked, your favorite word to describe God? Dang, that is very hard, but honestly, I think just God the Father. It kind of sums up a lot of the other words that can be used to describe God, because I look at a father as someone who loves you unconditionally, who asks a lot of you, honestly. I do believe that as Catholics and as Christians in general, we are held to a high standard of respecting everyone, promoting life. And so just as our biological fathers might have expectations of us, I do believe God the Father is the same way. But at the end of the day, He will always love us. He will always give us grace. And I am blessed at least to have a father that treats me that way. I know not everyone is so lucky. And so they might not have the same positive connotation with that word. But for me, God the Father really just sums it all up. My friend Erica asked, is it your pet peeve when people wear rosaries like necklaces? That's a good question. No, that's not a pet peeve of mine necessarily. It totally depends. So in our westernized culture where I live in the United States, I live in Ohio, the Midwest, it's not a typical practice. A lot of the times in the United States when you see someone wearing a rosary as a necklace, it's someone that is wearing it as jewelry, and that is when it crosses the line to me and it does become disrespectful. But I do know that in a lot of other cultures, it is common to wear rosaries as necklaces and they use it as a prayer tool, what it's intended to be used for. So I definitely believe God knows our minds, God knows our intentions. So if you're wearing a rosary as jewelry, I don't think that's the best thing to do. But if you are wearing it and it's typical in your culture and you're using it as a way to grow closer to God, I think that's fine. And I don't know anybody's culture, I don't know how they're wearing it, so I don't usually look at someone and say
oh, you're wearing it the wrong way or you're using the rosary the wrong way.
But I don't love it overall. And then I'll do one final question because of course I've blabbed on longer than I should, but if you like this kind of stuff, if you like this Q&A, this casual chit chat kind of stuff, be sure to let me know and even ask me questions down in the comments or send me a DM on my Instagram page and I'll be happy to answer whatever I can. Once again, I'm not a theologian, but I do want this channel to be a relationship between you and me and any way that I can help you out, and I'm sure you guys can help me out in many ways too. But the last question is, did you grow up being Catholic? When did your faith journey begin? Wonderful question. Yes, I am a cradle Catholic. I probably started going to Mass week 1 of being born. But I probably will be doing a whole nother video on that topic as well, because I will definitely say, as someone who was a cradle Catholic, whose family valued going to Mass, who valued praying together, all of that, I went to Catholic K to college, actually. I went to Catholic elementary, Catholic high school, and I did end up going to a Catholic college. That does not mean that my faith was always super strong. I am very much a people pleaser in many ways. I'm an INFJ. I'm a highly sensitive person. I am an empath. I'm all of those kinds of things. So with that being my personality, A lot of things I've done in my life, which I've really been reflecting on a lot recently, has been for other people. I do a lot of stuff to make other people happy. And I'm trying to be a lot better now about knowing the difference, which seems like it should be an easier task than it is for me apparently. But I was never one that resisted going to church or praying or anything like that. I didn't have an issue when I got confirmed. I didn't have an issue all the way through high school. I did all the things a good Catholic kid should do. But like I said, that doesn't mean that my relationship with God was necessarily that great. I was kind of going through the motions of what a good Catholic person should do for a lot of my life, looking back now. And I would say I was probably at my worst point in my faith in college, just because I didn't really have any friends that were Catholic. I had a lot of friends who were Christian, who had very similar morals to me. I was doing my best to be a good Christian. I was still going to Mass every week, but I was really struggling to feel the connection at that time. And I did notice that distance a lot because I was having a lot of anxiety problems. I was falling into a little bit of a depression, and I just felt more negative and not at peace at all. Once I graduated college, I really tried to make a better effort of personally connecting with God. It's taken me years. I feel like now I am in the best place I've ever been with my faith. That does not mean I'm perfect. I struggle a lot of times, but I'm a lot better at praying because I want to and to further my relationship with God, not because I feel like I'm checking off my Catholic to-do list and all of that kind of stuff. I was inspired to create this channel and my Instagram, and I enjoy spending more time in daily Mass, more time in adoration, things that didn't quite make my priority list at a different point in my life. So that basically sums up what could be a very long story, and I'm sure I'll make it a long story at some point. But yes, I have been Catholic my whole life, and my faith journey has been a little, as a lot of people's are, I think. But I'll stop talking for today. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer what I can. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!